Hello, and welcome to another EBTV High School Sports presentation. Tonight, it's high school wrestling, as the East Brunswick Bears play host to the Warriors of New Egypt High School. I'm Ron Mazzola, subbing for Bob Cancro tonight, here along with my broadcast partner this evening, Stu Kohn, as we bring you tonight's action. Stu, how do you feel about the possibilities in tonight's match?
Oh, my history of making predictions, as we all know, is not too good. I could tell you New Egypt comes in at 7-3, and the East Brunswick team is improved at 5-3. And I think this is one of these matches we're actually going to have to wrestle to see who comes out on top.
East Brunswick led by first-year head coach Matt Pazinko. Where are their strengths in their lineup?
Well, East Brunswick is strong throughout the lineup. They're well balanced. They don't rely on any one wrestler. It's been different guys coming through, and they've done it on balance more than individual standout performances.
And although we know little about New Egypt, being there in that Burlington County League that they wrestle in, what do we know about them? Where are they strong?
Well, like I said, we know they're 7-3. They're a Group 1 school. Their strength is in the lower middle, 130, 135, and then again they get strong about 189, 215.
It should be an interesting match tonight.
It should be a good one. I think either team could come out on top, and it should provide for plenty of excitement tonight.
Okay, we'll be back after a brief pause, and we'll bring you tonight's wrestling action here on EBTV.
Hi, I'm Stuart Kohn, and I am here live at the East Brunswick High School for wrestling tonight between East Brunswick High School and New Egypt. And I'm being joined by the team captain, Matt Parabella. Matt, after about 19, 20 years, the helm of East Brunswick Wrestling has changed, but it's still in the same bloodline. Glenn Pazinko has passed the torch to his brother Matt, is the new coach. You've been on teams with Coach Glenn Pazinko and now Matt Pazinko. Have you noticed any significant changes?
No, not really, but the team has the same dedication in the wrestling room as we did under Coach Glenn and under Coach Matt, with working hard every day with the same goal to win. And both brothers are very passionate about the sport, something that must run in their family. It's a very good trait to have.
So the team's off to a 5-3 start. As I mentioned, you're taking on the captain role. What added responsibilities has that added for you as team captain?
Just the role of leadership and commitment to show that I'm working hard every day and make sure that the team is as well.
And how long have you been wrestling?
I started late in the season in 7th grade, and then I just continued since then.
And what's influenced you to stay with it, and what's kept you motivated?
Well, I've been an athlete my whole life, and I've been involved in physical sports, and wrestling was the first sport to give me no disadvantage because of my size, because I'm small. So that's the reason why I started, and I just loved it since then. And you can't blame anybody for your faults, and it's just you out there. So
nowhere to hide.
No, I like that it's the individual sport within the team sport, so it's a good feeling.
What personal sacrifices have you had to make to dedicate yourself to wrestling?
Just a lot of commitment, practice, off season and on season, a lot of long hours, and obviously weight.
I was looking for the weight. Tell us a little bit about maintaining your weight and what you have to go through for that.
It hasn't been as bad as like a lot of other kids, because I'm not one of the ones to cut 20 pounds because I just think that's stupid. I mainly keep it between 5 pounds. I try not to get over that, except Christmas. Like, you just got to make sure that you're on weight, practice hard in practice, and wear a few layers, and it's all off.
So we're nearing the midway point of the season. Just curious if you set any individual goals for yourself, or if the team in general has any goals as a team.
Yeah, my individual goals is to win districts this year and make it out of regions, and hopefully wrestle in states this year in Atlantic City. It's been my goal since freshman year, and I'm hoping this year I can finally pull through and do it. And as a team goal, it would be nice to qualify for team state, something we haven't done in a while, so it would be nice to do it as my senior year and leave with a good mark.
Well, Matt, as we're about to get started, we're all behind you and rooting for you, and we wish you the best success. We'll be back with tonight's action.
Hi, I'm Ron Mazzola here with Stu Kohn. We're back at East Brunswick High School for tonight's varsity wrestling match between the Bears of East Brunswick and the Warriors of New Egypt. We're going to take the action to the center of the mat.
Out here for good sportsmanship. Okay, captains, the same way. What do you got, guys? Odd bouts, okay. Coaches, if you have any questions, make sure you go to the table, okay? Don't yell across the mat to me. I'll be glad to stop, do what I can to make it straighten it out. Don't miss anybody, guys. Have a good match, okay?
It's our referee, Mr. Nick Banos, tonight, giving instructions to the captains and the coaches. Well, Stu, we're ready to begin.
I'm excited to be back. It's been a while since we've done a match, and glad to have you join me, filling in for Bob Cankro tonight.
Absolutely. First time here at EBTV for me, and I'm excited to be here.
And I believe we're starting at 189. So people at home know there's 14 weight classes, and the weight class we start at is drawn out of a hat. And tonight 189 was pulled, so we'll go 189 and up, and then after 285, which is heavyweight, we'll go back to the beginning at 103.
Okay, this is the 189-pound bout. This is Ray Mayberry for New Egypt in the white singlet. Ray's a sophomore, and he's wrestling Julian Quinton for East Brunswick.
Quickly on a 2-point takedown. Quinton on top in the green. You'll see the official. When you get a look at the official, he has 2 wristbands, 1 red, 1 green. When he awards points for East Brunswick, he will use the green wristband. When he awards points for New Egypt, he'll use the red. Quinton quickly takes his opponent to his back. He's picking up back points. The points are not awarded until they leave the situation. So at least 3 points coming, if not a fall. But right now what he wants to do is try to make himself heavy, apply pressure on that shoulder, get Mayberry's head off the mat. He's got 1:12 to work with, and it's a fall.
It's a quick work for Julian, a pin in 50 seconds. That's his 4th pin of the year. He goes to 12-1 on the season as well. East Brunswick jumps out to a quick 6-0 lead. Now we go up to the 215-pound weight class. This will be Nick Puza for New Egypt. Nick's a senior. He comes in at 8-1 on the year. And wrestling for East Brunswick is Eric Brown.
Wrestlers are in a head-to-head tie. It's Brown in on a single. Trips and finishes, picks up a 2-point takedown. Once the opponent bears his weight on his hands, the points are awarded. New Egypt's right back up for a quick neutral. 1 point's awarded for an escape. So 30 seconds into this bout, we're at 2-1 in favor of Brown from East Brunswick. As we said, Brown is senior, 4 falls on the season. Falls, another word for pins. A pin would pick up 16 points. Decision of 7 points or less would be a 3-team points. A major decision would be 8-14, and the bout is stopped if there becomes a 15-point spread, which is called the technical fall. In baseball, it'd be similar to a mercy rule. Puza trying to work a front headlock. Brown counters with a shrug by.
Both boys out there are seniors wrestling for their teams. Usually you see many upperclassmen in the upper weights, although we'll have a little bit of change in that in the next weight class.
Brown with a nice double leg takedown to pick up 2 points and take a 4-1 lead. Brown on top in position, on top in score.
You see the referee waving his arms. No back points were awarded there.
Well, you have to hold him there for 2 seconds. You'll see the referee wave his arms. Each wave is supposed to signify a second. Once he gets 2 waves in, he's going to get 2 points. And if you get up to 5, you pick up 3 back points. Of course, if you don't get the fall. The ultimate goal is to get the fall. And that's going to conclude the first period at 4-1.
It's a nice period for Eric. You know, having that his opponent comes in with an 8-1 record.
Choice of position goes to New Egypt. He's going to select the defensive position, hoping he can get out or score a reversal. Both wrestlers need to stay aggressive. If one wrestler gets passive, it's referred to as stalling. I'm sure we'll see that at some point tonight. And it's Brown working quickly, trying to turn, picks up 2 quick back points just 10 seconds into the second period. Kind of caught me off guard. It happened so fast. Brown riding an ankle. The offensive wrestler must ride from the side. You cannot stay parallel. That alludes to that stalling word again. Wrestlers don't like to hear that.
Neither do coaches.
No. We got a 1-point neutral. Puza managed to break away.
Then wrestlers come back to the center on their feet.
When you restart, you go out of bounds in the same position you went out of bounds. So if the wrestlers were in referee's position, they resume in that same manner. Both wrestlers' obligation on their feet is to work forward. It's Brown who initiated the shot, but it was Puza on the counter and picks up the 2. Brown still ahead 6-4 on bottom in position.
A minute to go here in the second period. We're halfway through.
It's Brown with a reversal.
It's a very similar situation. They both initiated a move, and the other guy kind of slipped out of it, and the other guy got the points.
It's Brown on top, 8-4 as we go out of bounds. We'll get a fresh start with 43 seconds to go in the second period. We wrestle 3 2-minute periods. Each wrestler alternates choice of position in the second and third period. You know, as we alluded to earlier, the East Brunswick team doesn't rely on any one big gun. It's team balance. It's different guys coming through in different matches. Team's off to one of its best starts in years with 5 wins and 8 matches. And it's Puza with a stand-up for 1.
It's also a very, the East Brunswick lineup, it's sprinkled between there's freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
It's a nice mix.
It is a very nice mix. As I mentioned in the opening, it's first-year coach Matt Pazinko, who's been an assistant here under his brother Glenn for many years. Glenn's in the crowd tonight, taking in the action with his dad, Mr. Nick Pazinko. Longtime wrestling family here in East Brunswick.
It's going to wind down into the third period. Brown on top, 8-5. It's his choice of position. He's going to take the bottom. So look for Brown to react first on the whistle, explode off that whistle, establish hand control.
Okay, son, you're set. Don't move.
Look for Brown to try to work up to his feet. Did well on his feet the first 2 periods. Look for him to try to get back up.
Neutral.
And he is successful with a 1-point escape. Now trying.
Can't tell if he didn't have his head.
Well, he's got to hold on to that leg.
Right.
You can't allow Puza to get behind him. Puza should come around. Well, the referee awards the 2 because the hips are covered.
It's 9-7 now.
We got a 1-point escape for Brown, which brings us to 10-7. Now, Brown can't ride that lead. His best defense is to stay offensive.
Absolutely.
You see Brown starting to back on his feet. You can't do that. The wrestler has to try to make every attempt to move forward and stay in the center. So it's Brown shooting in on the legs. Close to a takedown. Puza managed to get back up beyond reaction time.
He did a nice job.
No points are awarded.
Red, stolen, red.
And it's red that's warned for stolen. Referee feels Brown's doing all the work. Brown again trying to get in there for a double. Pops his head through. Picks up 2 with a 12-7 lead.
Well, Eric's got a five-point lead here now. He's doing a nice job for the Bears here at 2:15.
Puza, a senior, taking on Eric Brown, also a senior. This is where conditioning takes its toll. This is where those workouts, we talked to Matt Parabella before the match and talked about working hard. This is where that comes into play.
Absolutely.
Having that extra stamina in that third period.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you get a look at the top tier teams and they wrestle that third period like they do the first period. You know, we think of Middlesex County wrestling. Initially, everybody thinks about the same team. I don't have to tell you right now who I know you're thinking about. I mean, they also wear green, but they're Tigers, not Bears. And they are just having a phenomenal year this year. We could talk about South Plainfield all night.
Oh, we can. And I got a chance to see them up close and personal Wednesday night, and they're tremendous. They're absolutely tremendous.
So back with the action. We have 16 seconds to go in the third. It's Brown on top, 12-7. He's been aggressive. He's going to pick up a decision here as the clock winds down to 4 ticks of the clock. He's going to pick up 3 team points. He's going to put East Brunswick ahead 9-0 going into our heavyweight bout.
Oh, very nice job by Eric Brown there for the Bears.
We got a quick break in the action. Our official Nick Banos became grandfather this week, so we wish Nick our best. And
absolutely. That'll change his life. Grandson number 1.
And it's a little Nick.
Nick.
Nicholas, his dad Griff, Nick's son, was a wrestler for Edison High School back in the, I want to say, 90s.
Yeah, absolutely, correct. Okay, our next 2 wrestlers up here at the 285-pound weight class. For New Egypt, we have George Wolin, and for East Brunswick, it's Matt Skarinvinich.
And what we see here, George is only a freshman. You don't see too many freshman heavyweights.
Not at all.
And you know, you see it a lot, you know, in the lower weight classes, but not too often up top. Skarinvinich picks up a quick 1 on a technical violation. Wolin grabbed the headgear. We'll listen to the official explain to the wrestler, he can't be done out there, and we're going to get a fresh start. And Skarinvinich is going to take a quick 1-point advantage on the technical violation.
Matt is 9-3 on the year, 4 falls to his credit. Wrestling heavyweight for the Bears. He doesn't look like a big heavyweight either.
No, I think at times he's weighed in at 215 to help the team. You know, Matt sacrifices that weight and he's willing to go up to heavyweight just to help the cause. And he picks up a 2-point takedown off the single and trip. That gets him up 3-0 here in the first period, 1 minute into the first.
It gives Coach Pazinko some flexibility with his lineup too. You know, if he can go 215 or 285.
Okay, that stays on the back in that position.
Skarinvinich working the hammer. You want to see him, he's going to try to jump the other side. And, well, he's working the crossface from the near side. Cannot receive back points when the shoulders of your opponent are on the line. The shoulders must be exposed inbounds, so Skarinvinich has to look at the real estate there. Although he has him on his back, he's not going to pick up back points because of where they're located. The referee indicating they're out of bounds. The shoulders have to be in, so it's a good call by our official.
Absolutely.
Now Skarinvinich being smart, he's trying to work those shoulders in. If he get those shoulders in bounds, he does. He picks up the fall. East Brunswick not looking back. They're off to a strong start, 15-0, and we're going to go to the bottom of the lineup now and work back up, 103 up.
It's a big pin for the Bears. I spoke to Coach Pazinko off the air earlier today, and he said that he felt the match was going to come down to bonus points. And in 3 bouts, he's already got 6 bonus points. So he's got to be proud of his upper weights right now.
We talked about Matt Pazinko and his rookie year, and he's also joined by Darren Schulman, who is a great addition to the coaching staff. He comes over as a former 1986 East Brunswick State champion, went on to wrestle in college. Coach at Rider University, so a big addition to the staff picking up Darren. I'm sure he adds a lot of technique and knowledge into the practice room every day. And not to forget Coach Roy and Yanazo, and round out the staff.
Okay, here are 103-pounders for New Egypt. We've got Matt Carr, comes in with a record of 9-4. He's a sophomore for the Warriors of New Egypt. He's wrestling a freshman for East Brunswick, Mike Duhigg. Mike comes in with a record of 5-5. All 5 wins by fall, so he's a pinner. He's a freshman.
And he's from just, you know, bloodline of wrestling. His dad, Mike, has been very instrumental in East Brunswick wrestling program over the years. Now the assistant head coach at Spotswood. His uncle Joey was a 2-time state champ from Edison High School. So the wrestling is certainly in the bloodline for Mike Duhigg.
We're gonna go this way, okay?
Mike also participates in Taekwondo.
He's down 2-0 here. Carr with the takedown early on.
Yeah, this is a weight class where you do get a lot of the freshmen and sophomores, get the smaller kids. I'm sure this is a weight class where New Egypt wants to get on the board. Carr working a crossbody ride. Got the near leg in, which is referred to as a boot. He has to either come out to the side, or referee will give him a few seconds behind him, but top man has to come out to the side. So it's Carr on top in position, on top and score 2-0. Carr on the white, Duhigg in the green. Now he's working, exposing his back to the mat. He's going to pick up some back points. It's Carr working legs and power half. You have to leave the situation to pick up the back points, and they're awarded. She picks up 3, held Duhigg's, exposed Duhigg's shoulders to the mat for 5 seconds or more. Carr going back to the far half. That 1 year, Ron, between a freshman and a sophomore that Carr has over Duhigg, you know, it's a valuable year. You pick up so much.
Stu, I was thinking the exact same thing. I mean, the middle school kids, they come up to the high school, and that whole first year is a big learning experience for them. It really is. And that year's experience that Carr has over Duhigg, it's tremendous.
Defense, what is defense?
Okay, so Carr chooses defense. You heard Nick Bano say that.
Duhigg's going to elect the optional start. We haven't seen that used tonight. Optional start means you apply your hands to the opponent's back. A lot of times it's used when you're going to give your opponent an escape. Duhigg uses it and tacks right in. Duhigg trying to work boots in himself. You can scissor the body, but you cannot figure 4. Figure 4 the body, that'd be a technical violation. Duhigg working in the leg, trying to work a crossface, trying to pull Carr back into him.
He's also trying to push his head away to get his shoulders down.
Oh, Duhigg's got to watch getting too high. He's got that half in there now. He wants to try to get that in deep. Carr picking up Duhigg's leg, trying to sneak out the back.
He's
trying to work a reverse Peterson.
Right.
Duhigg trying to look for the back exposure.
Yeah. A good series of adjustments there by both wrestlers.
Both wrestlers, nice job making some adjustments. Wrestling is a sport of seconds and inches.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a reversal.
Carr on top, up 7-0. Going back to the scissor, body scissor. Got to make sure that foot doesn't become behind the knee. That'd be a figure 4. That's a technical violation. He's coming awful close now.
It's 30 seconds to go here in the second period.
We talked briefly about Mike's dad, Mike Sr. Has been very instrumental in building the lower level in East Brunswick, and you know, East Brunswick lost was Spotswood's gain this year as Mike accepted a job as assistant head coach at Spotswood.
It absolutely is, and Stu, I've seen them, and he's already made an impact over there. I mean, they've got Mike himself has great energy, and he's so positive, and it's really been infectious over there. He's really doing a nice job with the Chargers.
Coach Bazinko, we get a look at Coach Bazinko questioning the official, asking for an explanation. We'll go live to that.
When he was on bottom, he had him to his back. He was sitting there for 3 seconds at least. They were a little bit, but he had him down there. We say he was down there, and he had him in a headlock position. He had him on his back. He was sitting there on his back.
No, I didn't get a count on that.
Why
he was
not?
Up. He wasn't.
He was.
No, I didn't get a count on that.
He was down. He was down.
He may have, but he wasn't down long enough.
Yes, he was. I mean, the thing is, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you didn't get the back points. That's what I'm really curious about. I'm trying to figure out what it was that you didn't see.
I don't even know. I'm not even sure the situation you're talking about. I saw he was on his back for maybe a second.
He was on his back a lot longer than that.
No, I didn't get a count. I didn't get a count on that.
You know, Ron, haven't been on every side of it. Haven't been a wrestler. Haven't been a coach. Haven't been a commentator. Haven't been an official. It's amazing how I find all 4 of those categories can see the exact same thing 4 different ways.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. And I think what Matt saw was a 1 count I think then Carr came back a little bit, and then another 1 count. I don't think there was ever a continuous 2 count. Okay, we're in the 3rd period now. It was interesting, though, to get a little insight there into that conversation.
Well, you know, as we alluded to, that's how the coach sees it.
Absolutely.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and so, you know, the thing about wrestling is the official's the one that's always going to be right. Even when he's wrong, he's going to be right. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it works against you, and hopefully it all evens out in the wash.
And Mike did turn Carr over here. I think Nick Banos is going to give to Hig 2. There it is. There's the 2 back points.
Mike's a tough kid. He's going to be around for a while. He's getting his varsity experience here as a freshman. It's going to pay dividends down the road.
Absolutely. There's a reversal.
Brings our score to 12-2. Got a minute left on the clock. The team score at 15-0 in favor of East Brunswick. New Egypt is going to pick up some points here unless Dewey can pull off something big with 38 seconds to go with here in the 3rd.
You see the dual scoring up on the top of your screen. The match score, the bout going on, is 12-2 in favor of New Egypt. And then the meet score, which is the team score, right now is 15-0 in favor of the Bears. It's a 10-point spread, as Stu alluded to earlier. This would be a major decision. Anything between 8 and 14 is considered a major decision. And then New Egypt will pick up 4 points, 4 team points for this win. And that's the way it's going to end, 12-2.
Well, with the major decision, it's going to take our team score to 15-4, as you said, Ron, and it's going to bring us up to 112.
Okay, at 112 pounds for New Egypt. They've got 2 wrestlers listed on their weigh-in sheet. Let's see who they send out. We're getting some nice assistance here from the New Egypt managers. I'm sure they give me the...
Yeah, they give you one with the long name there.
Can we have the other kid with the shorter name? This is Sean Przybylowski.
Good handshake, all right? Palm to palm. There we go. Here we go.
Sean is a freshman, 3-4 on the season. And he's going to wrestle Mark Weber. Mark for East Brunswick is a junior, 5-4 on the season.
And Mark is one of those kids that has really shown improvement, where that varsity experience is starting to pay off. You know, Mark took his lumps early on, wrestling varsity as a freshman. Now he's a junior.
No, it's something
and drastically improved.
It's something a lot of kids don't realize, that you've got to pay your dues. I mean, they're superstars in the 7th and 8th grade, and they come to high school and they want to maintain that feeling of stardom, and it's not there.
Oh, it's a whole nother world.
And more credit to the kids that stick it out.
Robert, you have to wrestle, son.
You heard Nick Banos, the official, telling the bottom wrestler that he's got to wrestle. He just can't lay there. And his obligation now is to try to get out from the bottom, and Mark Weber's job is to work for the fall, work for the pin. And Mark gets a little high there.
Well, Weber's in control. He can't get too high, just like you said. He's got to try to hold on here, maybe pick up a stalemate. But if Sean pops his head out, it would be a reversal. So Mark doing what he can to just hold on, and there's no significant action in a few seconds. Oh, there we have it. Referee calls a stalemate, and Mark's a little saved there.
Yeah, it's fortunate for that.
Looked like it was starting to slip away. So he'll take it.
Weber leads 2-0.
Mark's younger brother Eric also on the team. He's a freshman for East Brunswick, not in the lineup tonight. Can't lock your hands on 2 legs. You need to work up off of 1 leg, so Mark's going to try to improve his position there, or that would be a stalling violation. Mark trying to hold on to that leg, prevent. I'm going to take a stab at it. Przybylowski from coming around. Weber still in control.
Nice.
Now he's got a half.
Yeah, nice job by Mark there.
Mark
maintaining his composure.
Mark's trying to. Now he needs to reload, get his chest into it. Just ran out of time. He's going to end our first period. Weber on top, 2-0.
He spent more. Mark spent more of that period in trouble. He's trying to keep position. He did a nice job. Did a very nice job.
It's Podblowski's choice. He elects the defensive position.
Come on, Green.
Most wrestlers, percentage-wise, I find do take bottom. They find it's a greater scoring opportunity. When you wrestle a kid that takes top by choice, you know he's got a good cradle coming. He's a good rider, knows how to work legs. Usually, an offensive, aggressive wrestler. Weber in on the legs, staying behind him. Needs to work up. Can't stay on the legs. Weber picks up one. He's got trying to work a Turk to a half. Converts to a double. Podblowski cannot scissor the head there. Careful not to cross his ankles. Weber with a nice scoop of the leg with his own leg.
Stu, it's matches like this that I often wonder. It seems like Mark is getting himself in trouble and then recovering, and getting himself in trouble and then recovering. And it almost seems like he's getting a takedown time and time again, but he's not getting any credit for it because he's already maintaining control.
Well, Mark is certainly forcing the action there. He's doing all the work. Like you say, just doesn't have any points other than the initial takedown to show for it.
And I often wonder if he'd be better off, giving an escape and then working to try to get a takedown again.
And certainly that's an option a lot of wrestlers will take when they're comfortable on their feet, give up the one, and try to secure the two. It's a trade, giving up one, picking up two.
We're approaching 30 seconds to go here in the second period. And we've got a stall call on top now.
Just keep riding parallel. You're down. You got to come out. You got to start something.
We will be televising 2 additional matches this year. The January 26th match against South Brunswick will air on EBTV. Keep your TV stations tuned on 3 p.m. on January 31st, and it'll show again on February 4th at 9 p.m., February 13th at 2 p.m. if you want to make some notes. And our rivalry of Old Bridge Turnpike, the annual South River match, will air February 7th at 1 p.m., February 10th at 9 p.m., and February 21st at 3 p.m. So hopefully you can make some notes. And Ron, when we get another break, I'll let you fill us in on the forthcoming GMC tournament as Weber, we're going to get a stop for potentially dangerous. With 12 seconds to go, Weber's doing a nice ride of riding, not giving up any points. He did get warned for stalling. The referee felt he was riding, but he didn't give up anything.
No, absolutely not.
So sometimes to trade a period of riding and only give up a stalling warning, it's not so bad.
2 seconds to go here. There's the buzzer.
Now it's going to be Mark's choice, and something tells me he's going to elect probably bottom.
It seems like he's dominated the action for 4 minutes, and
the score doesn't show it, but he has dominated the first 4 minutes of wrestling. Look for Mark to explode out from bottom, try to establish hand control. Podblowski trying to work a half. Good mat sense by Weber, peeling it and looking away. That's the counter. Every move has a counter, and every counter has a counter. And the key is to be 2 moves ahead. The smart wrestlers know what action forces what reaction, and the key is to react off of the reaction. Getting a little too philosophical there, but the key to what I'm saying is, is to work 2 moves ahead.
And what Mark can't afford to do here is to give up any back points.
Well, Mark needs to stay busy. He's been warned for stalling. The next violation would be a point. Mark's got to get some movement going. Got to try to get back to his base. We say that's almost like making yourself a table, getting back on your knees, getting back on your hands, working back up the referee's position. Nick Banos, our official, he's not afraid to call stalling. He's got about as fast as a fist as anybody else. When he recognizes stalling, he will call it. Some officials are more aggressive with the stalling than others. Some coaches like to see it more than others.
And there they go out of bounds.
So we're going to get a fresh start with 35 seconds to go in the third. Weber on bottom in position, but on top in score.
And Mark needed that. He needed to get a restart here. Now we get to a situation here, too, with Przybylowski on top. He's down 2 points.
Well, Przybylowski needs really to get out to the side, and he's warned for stalling.
There
he's
you go.
Parallel. So kind of like in baseball where tie goes to the runner. In wrestling, we'll relate that to the tie goes to the guy on bottom. The guy on top really needs to be the one out to the side. If both guys don't seem to have a lot of action going, it's usually the top guy's going to get picked on. Good call by our official. I would have was thinking it, and sure enough, I saw the fist go up.
Absolutely.
So he must have been reading my mind.
We're down to 10 seconds here. Looks like Weber's going to win 2-0, giving East Brunswick another 3 points. Team score will go to 18-4. Not a whole lot of action in that match. Actually, a lot more action than a 2-0 match usually has. Now we're in the 119-pound weight class.
East Brunswick features a freshman here, Mike Nicolera, and he's going to take on
Kit Krieger. Kit Krieger will be the 119-pounder for New Egypt. Krieger is 9-4 on the season. He's a junior.
Mike, so we may add, is a 4.0 student, honor roll, student mentor, academic mentor, Pop Warner All-American Scholar Athlete. So besides from wrestling, Mike's hitting the books.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good handshake. That's a good word.
It's already got a nice academic resume, even only being in school for a few months now as a freshman.
Mike credits his dad for his influence and dedication to wrestling.
Two red.
Quick takedown for Krieger.
Mike will take some lumps this year, but he'll gain some valuable experience. He's been off to a good start. He's had some good performances.
Well, that's what we talked about, Stu, earlier. These freshmen that, come out of the midget ranks and the middle school ranks, and they need to pay their dues a little bit. And as long as they realize that, they'll be okay. There's a situation where he's a freshman wrestling a junior who's got already 9 wins on the year, 9-4.
So that's a big difference.
It's a tremendous difference. And I'm sure what Coach Pazinko is looking for here is to keep the match close. Don't get pinned, don't give up any bonus points.
Win big, lose small.
Win big, lose small. Big motto in wrestling. Oh, he's in trouble here.
Figure 4 of the head, double arm bars. Mike's taking one here tonight, but he'll be back giving them out.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's been the pin time is 57 seconds. It's going to make the team score 18-10 in favor of the Bears. And we're going to jump up to the 125-pound weight class.
And that we talked with Matt earlier before the match. You can't say enough good things about Matt. He's been the team leader.
Here he comes.
Matt is also an academic All-American, wrestling team captain, position runner-up in the Bears Invitational Tournament. He's placed in not only the districts but counties. And he's taken on Dustin Roman.
No, Dustin Roman for the Warriors. Dustin comes in with a 2-3 record. He's a sophomore. And Matt's a senior, so Matt will look to use that experience to his advantage.
Hey, son, I want you to stop immediately on the whistle. I don't want to see you pushing off. Okay?
A little instruction there from our referee, Mr. Banos. It's nice having the referee mic'd. You can get a little inside to what he says to the kids sometimes.
Arabella scored first on a takedown.
Neutral. In the center, Green.
Back on their feet, 2-1.
Let's go, guys. Get in there.
Matt's brother Nick had wrestled for East Brunswick a couple years back. Also has a younger brother David in the rec league, so another Parabellum yet to come. And Matt's exchanging 1 for 2.
Yeah, he's comfortable on his feet.
Matt is one of those wrestlers in the East Brunswick lineup with a good opportunity to place in the forthcoming GMC tournament. I teased everybody earlier, going to give us a little information on that. So when we get a break in the action, I'm going to try to go back to that as Matt trying to work a single trip, picks up his 3rd takedown here with 30 seconds to go in the first period, increasing his lead to 6-2. Parabellum on top in position, on top in score.
Yeah, we'll talk about the GMC tournament throughout the evening. It takes place.
Well, we usually get a bleeder or two.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Help us out with some filler.
Little blood time, little injury time is what we need. Never thought I'd ever say that watching a wrestling match.
That's because you haven't, only when you're commentating. It's going to end our first period with Parabellum on top, 6-2.
Defense. Defense, red.
Parabellum is going to give him 1. This is a fairly new rule in wrestling where the wrestler can just give up the 1 without even going to referee's position. Parabellum likes to do that. Matt feels confident on his feet. Look from the touch and go. Matt trying to set up a shot.
Red, I haven't seen you shoot yet, son.
Your official, Mr. Banos, telling Red, Parabellum's doing all the work here as he's in on his 4th takedown. Now with a nice double and dump. Pushes him away, gives him 1. Matt taking it to him on his feet. So it's all Parabellum here at 125.
Okay, we're coming up on a minute to go in the second period. Stu, when does it get to a point where Matt should actually try to work on top and try to look to try to pin him?
Well, he's up. Looks like he's trying it now. He's working that bar. I think he was, he's wearing out his opponent a little bit, trying to get up into that major category at least, pick up the bonus point. And I think once he's within that, got the major, pretty safe, you're going to see him look for the fall.
Okay. He needs to score some back points somewhere along the way and put in that cushion with the lead. And he's up 10-5. It's been 5 takedowns and 5 escapes.
Matt cuts the corner for 6.
20 seconds to go here.
And that's a pinner, so he is going to look for it. Matt in his 4th year of varsity wrestling. Something most kids don't get an opportunity to do. Matt's been on the varsity since his freshman year.
Neutral, green.
That's where Matt's most comfortable. He chose the neutral position.
Come on, red on the line, son.
He's up 7.
Well, if he gets this takedown, he'd be in the major range. Matt's got that nice double to a half.
And there's now he's there.
Now he's got to get that tight. Look for Matt to tee off. Wants to raise that arm. Picked up 2 back. Lets him go again.
16-5. It's an 11-point lead.
Just coming at him like a machine here.
Now he's got to work on the tech. Now he's got to work on getting that technical fall that you spoke of earlier.
Well, look for Matt to try to work for the fall now, I would think.
Okay.
Well,
neutral.
I think he's also trying to catch him in that right position.
Right.
Him down.
Sometimes your best position for the fall is from the feet.
Right.
As you saw the other night, so I was watching that South Plainfield Old Bridge match. I just can't remember which South Plainfield wrestler it was in the lower weight classes. he only had an opportunity for 2 more points. So that takedown he needed had to go to the back.
Absolutely.
As Parabella picks up 2 more and gives up 1.
20 to 8.
He's testing the digits on the scoreboard here.
Yeah, the bout score only goes up to 19.
Our scoreboard's showing 0-8. I think our bout score is. We had 27 now? 28?
22. I think it's 22 to 9, actually. I think it's 20. I think the 1 point might be 22 to 8.
Well, we got 22-9 on the monitor, and that's a tech fall. Nice job by Matt.
I believe it's 24 to 9. I think the monitor was actually correct. A tech fall for Matt Parabello.
Hey, some wrestlers don't get 12 takedowns in a season. Matt just got 12 in a bout.
5 minutes and 14 seconds. That's a 5-point win for East Brunswick.
He's coming off the mat as fresh as he went on, so sign of some stamina and hard work by Matt Parabella at 125. That's going to take us to 130, where Bears feature sophomore Ryan Levitsky, who's 8-3. Certainly another one of the strong points in the Bears lineup. And Ryan, only a sophomore.
Wait to see who New Egypt sends out here. I believe it's going to be Alex Hampson. Alex is a sophomore. Comes in with a 6-6 record.
Timer.
As Stu mentioned, Ryan 8-3 with 3 falls on the year. Battle of sophomores here.
Ryan's a strong kid. These two teams don't see each other a lot, so a lot of their coaches had to do their homework to get any kind of scouting reports.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, New Egypt wrestles in the Burlington County School League Freedom Division. Something that we in the GMC here don't run into too much.
Ryan in first on the takedown. He's going to try to tilt this up, elevate, and
he's got to get his hips out from under him or get. There he goes, get him over him.
And he loses control, and
there's a reversal.
So it's Hampton on top.
Keep that elbow on the same side of the head.
As Stu mentioned earlier, we mentioned Levinsky, a sophomore. Wrestled last year here for the Bears. Letter winner last year as a freshman. Has a lot of interest in culinary arts. Perhaps looking at attending Johnson & Wales University down the road in the future. He's also a member of the state championship winning football team here in East Brunswick. It's 10 seconds to go here in the first period. Levinsky trying to throw Hampson over himself. And he does it.
Nice job picking up 2 on the buzzer.
And New Egypt doesn't like that call. They're going to go to the table.
We're going to go live to our official.
Yep.
See how Mr. English handles the situation.
My only complaint there is there's no way he has control at that point. If it's a 1, if it's a 1, I'm okay. But there's no.
I'm
way
not
he
giving
has
1.
control.
No, he was on
understand.
top.
It's
he was
a bad
on top.
position to
All
give
he
him.
had to do was grab.
But
Coach,
he didn't grab.
It was pretty.
You know what I'm saying?
He didn't have
It's
time to
evident
grab
that
it.
if he had a half a second left, he gets 2, but he didn't have a half a second.
He had, you know what? He had control over your kid. Your kid had 0. He was on top of him, laying on
But we
top
don't
of
play
him.
percentage.
That's enough control
We don't
for
play-
me at the end of the period.
We don't play
Absolutely.
percentage, though. He has to have
Coach,
control.
no percentage. He was laying on top of him.
He was
at
coming
the whistle.
through. He was coming through,
right on.
hips weren't on top.
He landed on top of him, and the whistle
I know
blew.
it's
That's
not a
2 to
winning
me,
battle,
Coach.
but that's definitely not 2.
Okay, you heard Coach Panos,
You know what?
referee Panos.
They both presented their case. I will
They
give
did.
Mr. English credit. He was very professional, and I don't think he questioned the outcome. I think
No.
he questioned the amount of time left on
Absolutely.
the clock
Yeah,
and
yeah.
see if that's doable. I think he was looking for a split the difference, maybe get 1 instead of 2. And our official
handled it.
Stayed firm.
Absolutely.
And spoke his case, and that's one of those things we talked about earlier. Coaches and officials, they're just not going to see things the same way.
Absolutely.
And we also said, or alluded to earlier, the official's always right. Even when he's wrong, he's right.
That was Kevin English, the head coach at New Egypt. He's in his 6th year for the Warriors. Wrestled at Pinelands Regional High School down in southern Ocean County and at Bloomsburg University.
So it's Levitsky on top, picking up that 2-point cushion at the end of the first and riding a 4-2 lead here. And he's got to watch that figure 4 around the body. Just got away with one real quick. And it's a 2-point reversal for Hampson, knotting us up at 4. We're all 4 here at 1:30.
Nick Banos just said to Hampson, can you keep that mouthpiece in, please?
Okay, you're set.
The second time he keeps losing the mouthpiece. Any wrestler who wears braces must wear a mouthpiece now, a rule that they instituted a few years ago.
Which also new, we really haven't had a chance to stress it, is the referee, after the wrestlers are set in their referee's position, will say the word set, allowing for a momentary pause before he blows the whistle. And a lot of the fans, you know, you hear them this year in the bleachers yelling, come on, ref, just blow the whistle. They're just not aware of the new rule.
What was the purpose of the new rule?
The new rule was implemented to avoid the rolling start, to get the top man cheating a little, anticipating the whistle.
Okay.
And not getting a little advantage there off the whistle.
And you see a reversal for Levinsky.
He pops his head out the back door, picks up 2. Working a tight waist, riding parallel. He's got to come out to the side.
Coming up on 15 seconds to go here in the period.
Now he's working into a near side cradle. Hooks the near leg. He's going to work it over Hampson's head. He's going to try to. Going to try to hold on for 5. Ride out this period with the 2-point advantage.
Whole coaching staff,
Defense,
East Brunswick, jumped up and started pointing down.
You know, it's
Big
a nice
defense,
staff.
it really is.
The coaches mesh together well. Steve Roy, Christian Azzo. I've been around for a while with Matt and Darren Schulman.
Oh, that's a tremendous addition. Anytime you can bring a former state champion who has the knowledge that, you know, Darren has, bring him into the wrestling room. And okay.
Top man was not on the elbow, so it's a caution. You're allowed 2 cautions. The 3rd violation would lead to a point. Ryan trying to work a wing. He's in the sit position, trying to lift up on that ankle, reach over. Hampson doing a nice job countering with a crossface. And it's Levitsky trying to get out back. Sneak out there, pick up 2. He's going to come over to hips. He'll pick up 2.
He's got to free his arm there. There it is. It's an 8-4 lead now.
All right, maybe to start chance, get that county tournament info in.
Well, it's January 29th, January 30th at Piscataway High School, where it's always been, for the most part, for the last many, many years. 5 o'clock on Friday, 10 o'clock Saturday morning. It's 2 long days of wrestling. Every team in the county comes. There's a lot of matches.
You know, that's the excitement of it. It's the only time you get every team in the GMC in one gym at one time.
Yeah, absolutely. And the finals on Saturday are scheduled to start around 6. It all depends on how the action proceeds throughout the day on Saturday. There's a lot of wrestling to take place on Saturday.
Well, it's funny how start times in wrestling are always around a certain time. They're never exactly a certain time. Something about wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Levitsky trying to work around back. He's controlling the front head.
The GMC finals are going to be it's going to be a live feed.
Now that's something new. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, mycentraljersey.com, which is owned by the Home News Tribune, and the On the Mat blog, which I'm proud to be part of. They've been streaming once a week. They've been streaming videos of wrestling matches live. And they're going to do the finals. They're actually going to use the Piscataway TV announcing crew. Stu, you've been part of that, but Bob Kenko is actually going to do it this year with Louis Lazari, who's a very knowledgeable New Jersey wrestling person.
As Levitsky picks up an 8-5 decision, adding 3 team points to the Bears, who increased their team score to 26-10. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay.
Wanted to get that in there, and
well, let's set up the 135-pound bout, and we'll continue talking about the GMC tournament. Absolutely.
East Brunswick will feature a true freshman here, Mike Kohn. Only a freshman, but it seems like Mike's been on the mat as far back as I can remember.
Okay, this is Alex Hinger for New Egypt. Alex comes in with a 10-1 record. He's a senior. And as Stu mentioned,
and East Brunswick is not going to put Mike Kohn out there, so we're getting somebody for East Brunswick. Looks like Phil Morrell.
Phil's a junior. Little strategy move here by Coach Fazenko.
So we'll have to see if Kohn goes up or he's going to sit the lineup tonight. But it's Morrell in now at 135 for the Bears.
As I mentioned, this is Alex Hinger, 10-1 on the season, so one of New Egypt's strong points in their lineup.
So Morrell's job here is, is to keep it close,
right? Not
give up any bonus points.
So back to the county tournament. So mycentraljersey.com, the on-the-mat wrestling blog. We're going to live stream the video that night using the Piscataway TV announcing team of Bob Cancro, who you're all familiar with if you watch wrestling matches on EBTV3, and Louis Lazari. And it's going to be live on the internet.
That's just not any Louis. That's Screwy Louis.
That's Screwy Louis. That's the world famous Screwy Louis. And it's going to be live on the internet that night. And it's really exciting. I had the opportunity to do the Old Bridge South Plainfield match last week or this past week, and it's interesting. You get people who can sit home and go on their computer and watch a wrestling match. But the GMC tournament is it's a big deal here in Middlesex County. I mean, and like Stu said, it's the one time that all the coaches get together, and the coaches group in Middlesex County, it is a very close, tight-knit group. It's they wrestle each other all year long, they bang heads all year long.
It's a love-hate relationship.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
Well, while we got a break in action, Morrell is trying to avoid a takedown. He's warned for stalling. He's backing up. But one of our sponsors is East Brunswick's own, and good time to throw them a plug. It's the dental office of Leiser, Heiberger, and Sorkin, and they've been sponsors for that tournament as far back as we go. And it does take sponsors to make the production possible, and they supply us and support us and have helped us. So being we're in East Brunswick tonight, I would like to throw them a public thank you for helping make that tournament possible.
Absolutely.
And that's the dental office of Leiser, Heiberger, and Sorkin.
It's amazing, just thinking about live streaming the wrestling finals and other matches.
It's things, a few years ago you didn't think could be done, and I've seen a few of the broadcasts, and it's amazing how good it is.
Yeah, just the internet has become such an important part of our lives, but it's such an important part of wrestling.
Well, Morrell loses his positioning. He gives up 2.
Hinger takes a 2-0 lead.
Hinger is looking for win number 85 tonight. He's a 2-time district place winner.
No, I actually think that's Andrew Hinger, his twin brother, who's coming up next. I think we have a pair of twins on the team. Alex and Andrew.
No, I think we got the one with the 85 wins out here now.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Yeah, Andrew. We apologize. We're not overly familiar with New Egypt. We don't get to see them often.
And they've got 2 twins. We've got an Alex and an Andrew.
And do want to thank Kevin English for helping me with some quick stats and info prior to taking the time to give me some stats prior to the contest. Makes us at least fake what we know what we're talking about. So Hinger on top, trying to work a tilt. Morrell trying to keep his shoulder up, not to expose him. Nice job by Morrell.
I'm sure it's a little easier for you and Bob when you do 2 GMC teams that you're a little more familiar with.
Oh, sure.
It's 15 seconds to go here in the second period. Still 2-0.
I think this is the longest we've ever gone without an injury timeout. This might be some kind of new record tonight. I mean, these tapes are geared for 2 hours, and we're going to finish well shy of that if we continue at this pace. And there hasn't been a lot of pins.
No.
But we're moving along. Looks like we got David Parabella coming out here, and something tells me he's going to pull that 50-50 winner. So everybody in the Parabella job has a job tonight. Mom Diane is very active with East Brunswick Wrestling Club and supporting the Bears, and she's a big force behind the support for the team.
Okay, Morell's on the bottom, down 2-0.
Morell doing a good job of holding his own out here. Phil with varsity experience. He's been in the lineup for the Bears before. Looking to attend Rutgers University.
Got some interest in journalism.
Well, we've been looking at these GPAs for the Bears. We have little information sheets, and got some good students here.
Absolutely. 3.4.
Nothing shabby about that.
Not at all.
Ryan Morosi, who we might get a look at next, or at some point, sports a 4.25 GPA.
That's phenomenal. It's amazing how the kids can balance athletics and academics. I mean, wrestling takes so much time. Any high school sport, you have to make a dedication, be very dedicated to it.
Well, they say wrestling is the most demanding sport, and uses every muscle in the body.
We're prejudiced, but it is.
Morell's got to get busy. He's got to work up to his feet.
Just trying to fight off Hinger's attempt to get wrist control. Coming up on 15 seconds to go in the match. I don't know if you can hear Nick Banos talking. There's the potentially dangerous. You can barely hear it, but Nick Banos was talking to the top wrestler, telling him to watch the positioning of that arm.
Well, when the official puts one hand behind his head, that signifies potentially dangerous, and they'll stop that. There's no points or penalties awarded. It's just a prevention from somebody getting hurt.
Okay. So it's a 2-0 final in favor of Alex Hinger. It's going to make the team score 26-13 in favor of the Bears. There's 5 matches to go. Having a little conference here with Kevin English and Nick Banos talking about a position that is on the mat there. A quick recap here. We started the match at 189. Julian Quinton for East Brunswick got the Bears off to a 6-0 start with a 50-second pin. Then Eric Brown won 12-7 at 2:15. And Matt Skrivenich with a pin in 42 seconds gave the Bears a 15-0 lead. New Egypt won a major decision at 103. Mark Weber came back with a 2-0 win at 112. The Bears were pinned at 119, but then Matt Parabello kept the Bears in the match with a 24-9 technical fall at 125.
Now on the mat for East Brunswick is Mike O'Kane, freshman Mike O'Kane.
And now this is Andrew Hinger, another senior, I believe a twin brother of Alex. Andrew comes in tonight with a 11-1 record. Takes a quick 2-0 lead on O'Kane. So finishing up that quick recap, Ryan Levinsky won 8-5 at 130. And we just saw the 135-pound match, a 2-0 win for New Egypt. And it's 26-13, and that's where we stand with 5 bouts to go. And this is Mike O'Kane. He's a freshman, as Stu mentioned. 6-5 on the year with 3 falls.
Mike is one of those kids that's accomplished everything possible up to this point in wrestling. He's been a state place winner all through recreation, and he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. He just has one of those disadvantages. He's been hitting the tough kids everywhere East Brunswick seems to go. He's the kid that seems to be running into that big gun.
Well, as we talked about earlier, too, with a lot of freshmen, you normally see them at 103, 112, 119. He's at 135 pounds, which, is perhaps right on the bottom of the average size of a high school kid. So he's going to run into a lot of upperclassmen too. Now, Mike, just a freshman here at East Brunswick. You also have to remember that when you're a freshman here at East Brunswick, you're actually still in the junior high.
Right.
You're not here at the high school.
Which is a commitment its own part. The kids get on a bus, they get bussed up here to high school.
Very true.
Got to pack all their stuff.
Yep. You're on the road every day. Yeah, it's a very good point.
East Brunswick, a 3-year high school, or 3-year facility, I should say, is Kane's got himself in a cradle. He's got to try to kick the legs back, bicycle his legs, try to fight out of position. He's got 7 seconds here in the first to hold on for. Mike doing a nice job fighting out.
3 more back points. It'll be 8-0. Again, a match, even though East Brunswick has a 13-point lead with 5 bouts to go, that's not a big cushion.
Mike's mom, Linda, a teacher here at East Brunswick High School. At least she's got a ride home. Mike trying to hold on to that single and look for a trip. Works Singer back to the mat.
Yeah, you see the difference in, I don't know if you could pick it up on the TV as clearly as we can see it here. Just a difference in body styles. I mean, you could tell the Andrew Hinger, senior, much more physically developed than a freshman. And when you think about, you could have an old senior and a young freshman. These kids could be 5 years apart.
Right.
Or 4 years apart.
Mike gives up 2-point reversal. East Brunswick on score and team score 26-13, as you see in your screen.
Yeah. Stu, explain the mask that the New Egypt boy is wearing. He's wearing like a black mask attached to his headgear.
Well, at some point he must have had a facial injury, whether it's the nose or eye, but for some reason he needs some facial protection. It is legal. Kane's on his back. He's going to give up some back points here. Actually picks up the fall. So it's 3 bonus points on top of the decision. 16 points.
And that 13,
bringing New Egypt to a respectable 19-26 now.
Yeah, that 13-point lead was just cut in almost half. 6-point win for New Egypt. We'll go up to the 145-pound weight class.
So we're seeing the New Egypt strength.
And this is Pat Hampson.
And Morosi takes the mat. Ryan Morosi for East Brunswick. Football, wrestling, baseball, 3-sport athlete.
It's a rarity these days, too.
And we mentioned that 4.25 ERA.
Absolutely.
He's got all kinds of accomplishments.
He's also an Eagle Scout. He's the president of the National Honor Society. He's a National Merit Scholarship Corporation commended student. Very well-rounded young man here. Remember, like I said, National Honor Society. He's looking at, I guess he's got some interest in the state of South Carolina. He's looking to either attend Clemson or the University of South Carolina.
Come on, guys, let's get something going
As Stu said, a three-sport athlete here. He comes in with a record of 8-4, 3 falls. His opponent, Pat Hampson, identical record of 8-4. Also a senior. Stalemate.
The next time it's going to be a stalling.
Yeah, 4 bouts to go. I mean, this becomes a key bout for both teams.
Definitely pivotal.
Taking a look over at both coaches, are paperwork in their hand. And
well, Morosi's normally at 140, so he's wrestling up at 45. Matt trying to juggle the lineup. Coach Bazinko look for some ways to make it happen. Sometimes you got to be creative with what you have to work with.
And like you said earlier, especially when you don't know your opponent as well as somebody, you know, from the GMC or even from the short conference.
Well, I'm sure the coaches did their homework and trying to create the matchups. We didn't talk too much about the coin toss at the beginning of the match, but that decides who puts the wrestlers out on the mat first for the odd and even bouts. And sometimes winning that coin toss is really the key to manipulating your lineup. Morosi's forcing the action.
A stall warning against Hampson.
It's Morosi in on a nice ankle pick.
Very nicely done at the buzzer.
As if he knew how much time was on the clock. Morosi just landed that perfectly.
Boy, as a opposing coach, you hate for your kid to give that up.
It's the worst.
Absolutely, but great job by Ryan to score those 2 points for the Bears.
You want to turn a little quick as a coach. You know, when your wrestlers keep giving up points with 1-2 seconds to go in the period, it's the worst feeling in the world. I was hoping to get to talk about Mr. Hostler a little bit during one of the blood timeouts, and we just haven't had it. So, you know, East Brunswick certified athletic trainer, has been here 25 years and just finished his 4th book. This one on concussion care. He's a member of 4 Hall of Fames. And East Brunswick's lucky to have Mr. Hostler here on a day-to-day basis working with the student athletes.
You know where he was before he came to East Brunswick?
You got me. Old Bridge, huh?
He was in Old Bridge.
The way you said that, I had a feeling it was coming.
Yeah, he was at my high school, the old Madison Central High School in Old Bridge. And,
well, it couldn't have been there too long. You know, he's only about 45 years old, right?
He's loving you tonight. Yeah, I know him a long time.
Rosie on top, up 2-0. Doing a nice job of riding out to the side. Rosie working a half, trying to pull it into him, trying to ride it over his knee. I'm sure he's benefited from having Darren Schulman in the room to work with. Something tells me Darren can get on the mat still.
What year did Darren graduate from East Brunswick?
86, I want to say, yeah.
Okay.
Ready, set. Let's pick up the action.
Maybe 85 for Darren?
Yeah, maybe 85. I'm trying to flip through the program. I know in 85, we could see he was the outstanding wrestler in the Middlesex County tournament.
No, he did wrestle in 86 as well, so.
And it's Morosi with some valuable team points. Gets a pin off of a tilt. You don't see that
You don't see that often. And again, with 4 seconds to go in the period, so Ryan saved his best for the end of the periods. That pin comes at 3:56.
Bit of a shock to New Egypt. I just don't think he realized his shoulders were exposed.
I'll tell you, Stu, the way that match was going, 2-0, he was just kind of riding him out. It was a slow-moving match. And next thing you know, he turned him over and he got the fall. So, coming to 152 pounds now. New Egypt is waiting to see who comes out for the Bears. This looks like Greg Kruger for East Brunswick.
Keep that mouthpiece in, okay? Here we go.
This is Tyler Miller for New Egypt. Tyler, a sophomore, 10-3 on the season. Fred Kruger, also a sophomore, 3 falls on the season. He goes right to his back, though. Miller trying to make quick work of him here. And he does.
22nd fall. Yeah. We're in unison there.
New Egypt gets those 6 points right back. So it's now 32-25 with 2 matches to go.
So 7-point spread. So East Brunswick, this isn't over. Far from over.
Far from over.
East Brunswick's going to send out Andrew Chatone, a senior.
This is Brad Schwartz coming out for New Egypt. Now Brad's a freshman, again, an upper weight freshman here. Little green, 160-pound freshman. You don't see that too often. But he is 7-5 on the season. When you're a senior, when you're a freshman with an above 500 record wrestling in one of the upper weights. But
Chatone with a quick double leg takedown on the board first.
We'll go out of bounds.
Certainly a bout East Brunswick wants to win right here.
No, they do have one bullet left in their gun at 171 with John Segreto, who leads the team in falls with 6.
Well, it'd be nice to take the pressure off of them. Like we said earlier, it's different guys for East Brunswick that have been getting it done. Ryan Morosi with a nice fall.
Well, that was tremendous. I mean, that was a close bout. Even if he wins the match and doesn't pin him there, it would be 29-25, and that's a whole different game.
Yep. And Chatone with a nice bear hug to his back. Chatone aggressive here. When you bring the wrestler down, you do have to bring him down hips first. Chatone doing a nice job to avoid the slam call there. Chatone needs to come out to the side. He's working on one-on-one on the near side.
There he goes.
New Egypt picking up an escape.
It's 4-2 now.
Chatone trying to work a pancake, trying to get his hips in there.
He's got to be careful here too. He doesn't want to get, thrown and rolled through or.
Got to watch the big move.
Absolutely, absolutely. You said it's 32-25. 7-point East Brunswick lead with 2 matches to go. Okay, and that's the end of the first period. Chatone leading 4-2. Miller is going to choose, or correction, Schwartz, Brad Schwartz is going to choose down. Chatone on top. He's got to bring him down to the mat here. And there he goes. Nice job by Andrew. A 1-point escape for Schwartz. 4-3. Favor Chatone. Wrestlers on their feet. Chatone takes a shot. Schwartz is going to counter that shot.
Chatone came out strong in the first.
Sure did. There's a takedown for Schwartz. He now leads 5-4.
Tone down 5-4. Needs to get busy here and pick up some points. Needs to pop his head out. Needs to get off his knees.
And there he goes.
does.
Did he hear you?
Now he needs to circle towards the head, try to create some space. Get back off those knees, Andrew.
Push that elbow away. There you go.
Work up, pop up. There you go. Works up to his feet for 1. He's going to tie this up at 5.
20 seconds to go here in the second period. I'm going to go out of bounds here. Skatone, also a 3-sport athlete here for the Bears. Football player in the fall, lacrosse player in the spring.
Skatone needs to stay aggressive here. Needs to force the action.
That'll end the second period. Now it's Skatone's choice. Sure, he's going to choose down. There he goes. I was kind of hoping he was going to choose down.
You know, regardless of the outcome here, you got to give New Egypt some credit. They're Group 1 school coming in here, wrestling a Group 4 school.
Absolutely, absolutely.
East Brunswick probably has more students in any one grade than New Egypt has in their whole entire school. So it sounds like they're building a good wrestling program down there in New Egypt.
It's a beautiful campus. I happened to go watch a state baseball game there a few years ago, and it's just, not that it's out in the middle of nowhere, but it just has so much land, and it's just such a nice area.
I mean, size does matter. When you have more athletes to groom and pick from, you're at a tremendous advantage.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, it's 6-5 in favor of Skatone. He got the escape.
Skatone trying to work a front headlock. Got an underhook. Skatone has to stay square. He can't crush your feet. He's got to be careful of that. Gives your opponent an opportunity to get you off balance and score a takedown. Skatone needs to get his hands up, protect himself, present a good defense here. Skatone with a football-like diving, trying to get a double there. Skatone gives up 2
for Schwartz. Schwartz now leads 7-6.
Skatone's got 49 seconds to work with.
New Egypt needs this match, and they need this to stay in the hunt here.
New Egypt picks up 1, doesn't get the 2 back. New Egypt's looking for 2 back.
He did get it. That's going to be 9-6. 25 seconds to go.
This is going to come down to the last weight class.
Seems that way.
John Segreta, it's going to be on your shoulders.
Stall call
for stalling. You have 5 seconds to bring your opponent down in the mat. New Egypt fails to do that. That's the second time. I believe that's going to be a 1-point violation.
Little conference here, seeing if it's a second.
That was another match, man. That was another match.
Okay.
You know what? I'm Coach Mazinko. I thought that was the second one too. Must have been another bout.
Actually, well, believe it or not, I think it was a 145-pound bout with Ryan Morosi where he got a stall warning.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Early on. Okay, there's an escape. 1 second, and that's not going to be enough. So 9-7.
All
Brad
of a sudden,
Schwartz.
we got some excitement here.
Schwartz is going to win 9-7. It's going to tighten the team score to 32-28. And how big does that Morosi pin look now, Stu?
Oh, yeah. Rigo Morfin for New Egypt.
Rigo is a junior. He's 9-5 on the year.
Something tells me he's related to Euro Morfin, the assistant coach for New Egypt. I just think that too much of a coincidence for me that we got 2 guys in the same town named Morfin.
Absolutely. And this is John Segreto. John, a senior, 8-4 on the year, leads the Bears with 6 falls.
What kind of record we have on Morfin?
Morfin is 9-5, so very similar records. East Brunswick does have a little bit of a cushion. They have a 4-point lead. So even if Segreto lost the match, by a regular decision, East Brunswick would still win the dual meet. Oh, this is trouble here. That's what they can't afford to do. They can't afford to get pinned.
Segretta's got to win or lose close.
Absolutely.
Can't afford to give up a major or anything larger than a major.
2-1. They obviously had Morphin cut him right away. So coaches obviously know what they're doing over there on the New Egypt side, as do the Bear coaches.
It's funny how what looked like an unsurmountable lead early on is all of a sudden became an exciting dual meet.
Absolutely. And like we said, I can't stress the Ryan Morosi match enough. He was in a 2-0 match.
Well,
not a whole lot of action.
If he pick up the pin, right now we'd be tied at 29-28 in front of East Brunswick.
Right. Where all Morphin would have to do is win the match to win the meet for the Warriors. But now
we can go up and down that East Brunswick lineup. One of the things East Brunswick has done well this year, and has improved on, is they haven't been giving up the big bonus points as they have in years past.
Now,
as Morphin picks up a second takedown, he's up 4-1.
And that's what Coach Pazinko said. He said, we got to limit the damage tonight. We got to keep the bonus points down to a minimum.
If the match would end in a tie, there would be a criteria to follow, and I believe the first criteria is unsportsmanlike. We haven't had any of that.
Correct.
I believe the second will be bouts 1. Maybe you can give us a quick recap. I'll talk a little, let you add. East Brunswick picks up 1. Morphin's going to let him go. Try to give him the 1 for the 2. New Egypt up 4-2. Morphin up 4-2 in the red. White singlet scoring red.
Okay, if East Brunswick loses here, we'd be 7-7 in bouts.
Okay, then we go to the next criteria would be pins, I believe.
Okay.
So we're at 4-2, 11 seconds to go. We're at 171, our last bout of the evening. It all comes down to this, 14 bouts, and it comes down to the last one.
Pins are 3-3.
You're losing me without the rule book after that.
Well, I believe we go to Tech Falls. 5-point decisions.
I know Parabella
It's the
had
only one we have.
So the Matt Parabella Tech Fall, if this should end in a tie,
would be the difference.
Might be the difference.
Defense.
So it's John Segretta riding the faith for the East Brunswick Bears here at 171. On top in position. Down 4-2.
He's a football player here at East Brunswick as well. Pretty good one, too. Second team all area in football.
Segretta working a near one-on-one. Near ankle. Goes to the far leg. Morphin pops up for 1, increases his lead to 5-2. A lot of intensity on both benches right now. Everybody that was sitting before is now up. Everybody on their feet. John Segretta for the Bears. Avoiding getting muscle to his back.
He's got to get out of that.
Got to get his head up. Got to try to get inside control.
Morphin's got that front headlock.
Segretta's got to pace himself a little here. He's got to stay strong for the last 3 minutes of this match. We're at the halfway point now. Segretta's job here is to stay with a good offense. Keep your hands out front, John. Look for inside control. Try not to cross and back your feet.
Just keep your team in the match.
Morphin visibly slowing down a little. He came out like
absolutely.
a ball of fire. His intensity level has dropped off.
He's up 5-2. There's 25 seconds to go here in the second period, Stu.
Well, he needs a big move. He's looking,
Exactly.
He's looking for a throw.
That'll be Segretto's choice to start the third period. It'll be interesting to see where he goes.
Not sure if the coaches, really know the criteria You know, we have the advantage of seeing here. We had a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You did your homework and figured it out. So I'm sure neither coach wants it to be a tie. They want to see their team up by 1 or 2. New Egypt can be up by 2 with a fall.
Well, they'll win the match with a fall.
A tech fall is far from likely.
Yeah.
Far from likely at 5-2 in the third with 2 minutes to go. So their best bet here is the fall. Segretta's best bet is to stay aggressive. Need some hand control. Turns in. You and I have seen the outcomes of all these matches, all different kind of which ways.
Absolutely.
That's why we wrestle. We just don't do it on paper.
No.
If we knew the outcome, we wouldn't bother having to show it up.
We wouldn't be here. Absolutely. Segretto doing a nice job here. And Morfin's pace has definitely slowed. And that's a big reversal for Segretto. That's a big 2 points. It's 5-4 now.
Morfin is definitely off the pace of the first period. Similar to Chatone in the last bout where it came on strong and fizzled a little at the end. It's Segretta now who wants to win. He's not going to be happy just keeping it close. He's looking to win this.
Right.
He's trying to get Morfin over to his back. Gives up 1. If he can get a takedown here, we're tied up at 6. The 1 point's awarded to Morfin.
6-4. Morfin leads.
Segretta's got a minute to work with. He needs 2. He wants to. He's hungry for the takedown.
He's definitely picked up the pace here in this third period.
Well, I think he's starting to believe in himself. Gives up 2. Still not out of it.
8-4.
A lot can happen, as you and I both know, in 35
absolutely.
seconds.
And there's a reversal. 8-6. Back on top.
Turn will do it. Morfin's certainly not working for the fall, and that's the only thing that's going to help his team.
We're coming up on 10 seconds to go here. They go out of bounds. There's 11 seconds left as they go out of bounds.
This is where that 171 pounds on your back starts paying its toll on you.
Both wrestlers look exhausted, but Morfin more so.
Yeah, Morfin looks like he's been through a war here. He came out looking for that fall, gave it his best shot, not to take anything away from Morfin. He came out, he knew what he had to do, and he had to get that fall, and he was working hard for it in the first. It took a little bit out of him here. It's showing in the third. So
all right.
That's going to be it.
Segretto's not going to get the win, but the Bears are. It's going to be an 8-6 win for Morfin at 171.
So even in the loss, Segretta does his job for the Bears. And it's East Brunswick
with a 32-31 victory tonight.
Can't get any more exciting than that.
It was great. That was great.
Now you know why I don't make predictions anymore.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. East Brunswick goes to the 6th win of the year.
6-3 on the season.
6-3 on the season. Absolutely. No, nice job by the Bears tonight. You know, like we talked about, no, particular superstars, just a lot of balance all throughout the lineup.
So we hope you can join us for our additional broadcast. We'll be back with the South River match.
South Brunswick before that.
Yeah. And hope you can catch the action at the GMC tournament.
Absolutely. Once again, that's the end of the month, the 29th and 30th of January up at Piscataway High School. If you can't be there for the finals, make sure you check out mycentraljersey.com, the On the Mat wrestling blog, where you can watch a live streaming video of the finals on that Saturday night.
So, Ron, in Bob's absence, it was a pleasure working with you, and hope we get another opportunity to do so.
Stu, this was fun. You gave me the call, and proud to be here. Glad to be here. It was fun watching the Bears, and I'm glad they were victorious tonight.
So for Ron Mazzola and Stu Kohn, we hope you enjoyed tonight's action.